So I have Cassie Sermon with me here. And Cassie, you were actually one of the few people who were here every single night. First of all, thank you for your commitment. And I just want to ask you, since you have that great perspective, how did it feel to have a different preacher give you a different take on that theme of back to the basics? What was your favorite night and why?
My favorite night has to be when Pastor Jacques Laguerre spoke about addiction. I mean, he was talking more about porn addiction, but he talked about various addiction, like you can make it relate to you, whether it's a shopping addiction, whether it's listening to certain musics all the time, or whether it's a food addiction, any type of addiction. But he gave these steps that you could really connect with that were very simple and you were relatable, such as deciding to do it, step 1, step 2, praying about it, memorizing a scripture to help you, also educating yourself about something, and also being accountable with someone else to help you overcome your addiction. So in him teaching us about that, I was able to put that into my own life and look at it from that perspective of understanding how to overcome any addiction with those steps that he provided. Also great preachers were Dudley, who spoke about decisions to move, whether it's just moving down the street or whether it's moving in your career, whether it's moving in school, whatever decision is to move, he broke it down to us of how do you know when it's the right time for yourself to move, and he really touched that topic, and I felt all the preachers did an amazing job, but those were the two that really started off and really hit the ballpark for me.
So those were the two that you felt really, you could really apply what they said to your daily life. Now, Pastor Jacques Laguerre also talked about female modesty, which is a really tough topic. He kind of really hit us with that truth about how we're supposed to dress in a way that always represents Christ. How did that feel for you? Were you able to really receive that message? Did you agree? Did you disagree? How did it feel?
I was a little worried when he brought up the whole topic of modesty. However, the way he did it was so delicate and it was fragile. It wasn't brought up like, hey, make sure you're looking like a nun. He made that very clear that was not the whole purpose of saying to be modest. But sometimes you're coming to church and you're trying to grow spiritually and you have a female wearing a skirt so short that you can see what's going on under. That's inappropriate. Or just wearing something too low cut. So when he touched the subject, he said you can still be fashionable, but be careful of not overexposing yourself where someone is losing the message of why they're here. So I really was not offended by his message. I felt like it was very clear, and I felt like it really brought a subject to the open that needs to be discussed more of what is appropriate and what's not.
All right, Cassie, thank you so much for your time. Again, we're grateful that you were able to come every single night. You were amazing. You participated and we loved it. Thank you so much.